correct me if I'm wrong, but has anybody mentioned the fact that this figure has vents on his ass? Hashtag ass vents. Hashtag monkey fart. What's going on, everybody? S.L.B coming at you with another video review, and this time we're taking a look at Generation Toy GT-10 Gorilla. Let's get into the packaging. Just on the front of the packaging, you just have a picture of the figure in monkey mode. On the back of the packaging, you just have the figure in robot mode. Nothing on the top. Nothing on the bottom. On this side of the packaging, it just says Generation Toy. On this side of the packaging, it just has warning, all that fun stuff. And it's a slipcase. You just take it off like so. Like so. And on the top of the box, you just have Generation Toy outlined in silver, as well as a picture of the monkey outlined in silver. Looks really nice. Nice sturdy box, really cool. Back packaging Generation Toy. That is pretty much it. Let's get him out of the packaging and see what he looks like in hand. So here we have Generation Toy Gorilla out of his packaging. I want to bring up two things really quickly. First thing, I know I'm missing a panel right here. I've contacted Big Bad Toy Store, and they're hopefully getting me a replacement piece. That's just that out of the way. Also, I want to say this figure is not based off of Beast Wars. He's based off of I don't know the exact name of the book off the top of my head, but it's an artistic rendering book of Transformers and animals. And it just so happens that Optimus Prime is a gorilla in Beast Wars and this. But if you Google Transformers T-Beasts, you should pick up a bunch of images, and they are gorgeous pictures. This figure is the first, and I hope a long wave of figures. I like this. I'm just gonna say it. I love this figure. This figure is awesome. Minor nitpicks, very small, but this figure is awesome. So let's get into what's included in the packaging really quickly. You do get, I gotta get him out of the way for this because you get the instructions, which are not a booklet. It's a giant poster, which is cool. I mean, it's okay. I like it. Makes for easy storage, but very nicely done instructions. And if you want, you can have a giant poster right here with just the monkey mode and the robot mode. I don't know, well, you can see it because of the glare, but there's that. That's really cool. I like that. There's just some creases in here that I would have liked to not have, but what are you gonna do? Let's get the figure back in frame here, right there. Also included in the packaging are his weapons. You get two swords, which are the same mold, same design, but I'll have one in my hand for this. These are gorgeous. Silver plastic for the blade, navy blue plastic for this area here with a clear yellow plastic here, and gunmetal gray for the handle. And these things are gorgeous. My camera's not doing it any justice. These things are beautiful, and they are so well done, it amazes me. So there's that. You also get a double-hilted blade thing here. I'll go over more of this when we get into robot mode, but it's just the same mold as the blades here, just double hand grips. And you also get a faceplate, which I'll go over when we get into robot mode, but there's that. And that's all that's included. So let's get into the figure here. And like I said, I love this figure. This guy is awesome. Let's get in close on the detail here. If we can bring out Mr. Pointer here, Pointer Spudger, right here. This face sculpt is awesome. Nice silver paint for the mouth area here. These eyes are depicted and painted in a nice dark red with a little bit of black outline on there. Really makes him stand out, really makes him pop. And just the overall mold of the face really gives it character. It looks really nice. Silver plastic right here, which looks really good with a little bit of, looks like gold right here, kind of matches that. But moving on to the midsection here, we got some nice silver down here. This is painted silver. All this is painted silver right here. It's on black plastic, but it looks really great. That nice dark navy blue right here. Some little bit of mold detail right there. One of my little nitpicks is I kind of want to like some paint right here, maybe. But if you can see right here in this area, I know we're looking at his like ab section and crotch, but excuse me, you'll notice a little bit of mold detail of a triangle and two lines right here, and that homages Optimus Prime's hands. And I'll show that when we get into, well, here, let's just bring them out right here. It homages this part right here, which I think is really cool. I think that's a nice touch. This is why I kind of wanted to see this painted out a little bit, maybe in this gold paint right here, just to kind of homage it a little bit more. But I think that's really cool. Just going over, the arms are really, they got some nice red paint here, some gold paint here, some nice gunmetal gray throughout the arm section here, silver paint here. Some more gunmetal gray here, silver paint, red paint, looks really nice. Just going throughout here, nice molded detail on the knees right here, kind of gives it like a, it's raised up and it's got a, actually it's just a little line through it, but it's got a nice texture to it. Some nice red plastic and the right here with some gold paint, kind of goes through here. Kind of would have liked it if this kind of went through, but that's not a big nitpick. And he's got some heft to him, so I think these feet right here, not the monkey feet, but the robot feet are die cast, which, you know, is nice. He's got some little bit of heft to him. But the toes here are really nicely picked out in silver paint. Looks really good. And if we go to the back here, some nice gunmetal gray here. I would have liked a little bit more paint throughout here. Maybe just a little bit here, but some silver paint down here, gold paint, gunmetal gray here, right there. These pistons in the back of the legs right here are very nice gold paint and silver plastic right here. And looks really cool. I really do like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it does have a lot going on in monkey mode. Let's go over the articulation. The head is on a swivel. It can do a full 360. It's very sketchy when you get to about this point because there's a stop right there, but you can kind of go a little bit past, and it's just a little. There we go. There we go. There is a stopping point right here, but I don't know. It is what it is. Let's get that back in there. All right. Head can look up. That's about as far down as you can go with the head. The mouth is articulated. Grr. Let me get the pointer here again. The teeth are nicely painted white. I would have liked maybe some white paint down here to pick the bottom teeth, or maybe like a red for the tongue. That's just me. But now we're going in articulation. The arms, the shoulders are on a nice ratchet. You do a full 360, a nice outward ratchet as well. Go out that far. And there even is a joint to go forward to kind of bring his arms out a little bit so you can get him in that. I'll show the pose off in a second, but there's that. And it's even nice because it's a solid piece of plastic, so there's no gap right here. This is a nitpick of mine. Right here. There's that. There is a swivel right here at the elbow, as well as a minor bend. If you get this out of the way, you can bend there, but there's also a great bend right here to give you, realistically, over 90-degree bends if you go out that far. I think you're only supposed to go out to here. Some nice silver paint on this part right here. A little bit of molded detail. Looks pretty good. So let's get him situated like this, and let's show off these hands. These hands are amazing. These hands are great. There's a swivel right here, so we'll do it like this. Let's get our Mr. Pointer here. There's a ball joint at the base of the thumb here and a hinge here. Then we turn the hand this way. Hinge, hinge, hinge. Excuse me. Like I said, there's a hinge throughout here. These two fingers are individual, so you can have them pointing if you want. You can have them kind of doing the metal sign almost, or something else if you know what I mean. You have them flipping the bird if you feel it's necessary to have your monkey flip the bird. So there's a hinge at this knuckle as well as here, but these two fingers are molded together, but there is only one hinge right there, as well as the hinge right there at the base of the fingers, I should say. No waist articulation, sadly, in monkey mode. But if you really, really want to, just lift up this panel, take out this panel right here, and you have a little bit of waist swivel here, but you've got plastic rubbing on plastic, which is never a good thing. And that's one of my nitpicks, is this panel right here doesn't really stay in very well. But it's there. So, needless to say, moving on. Excuse me. There's a soft ratchet at the thigh right here, as well as a nice clicking ratchet at the knee. No knee swivel for monkey mode. The feet are wonderfully articulated. You can go forward about there, back about there, plus a little bit of a bend there. Plus you got a toe bend, and the thumb toe, whatever you want to call it. There's a hinge here, as well as a hinge here, there. And this really cool thing is the piston doesn't actually work, but there's a connecting part right here, which kind of gives it the look of the piston actually working, which is kind of cool, in my opinion. So let's just get him into a cool pose. Well, let's do a comparison really quickly, just for a comparison. Here he is next to MP10. I mean, you already saw it previously, but there he is next to MP10. I don't have Transformers Beast Wars Optimus Primal, and I don't have Masterpiece Optimus Primal yet. I'll get it at some point. There he is in monkey mode, and let's just show off one of the cool things about the articulation here. You can even get him to kind of do this with his hands, just based off the articulation. Very nice tight joints too, I will say. So we just get him like that, get him like that. There we go. So you can kind of get him in a gorilla walking on his knuckles pose, which is really cool. Which I think makes it look, just gives it that much more character. The fact that they added that. So I think that's cool. So let's get him into robot mode and see what robot mode looks like, shall we? So here we have Generation Toy Gorilla out of the, not out of the packaging, in robot mode. And he is just awesome in robot mode. I have slight nitpicks, slight little QC problems. It's my nitpicking, not yours. So there is that right there. So let's get into the figure himself, and he is awesome, looks awesome in robot mode. Let's get in close on that face so I can show you that face, and that face is gorgeous. And yes, he looks like Beast Wars, but he's not Beast Wars. No, 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 no. He's T-Beast. So completely different. Robot, not organic. Pointer here. Let's look at that face. That mouth is really nice. Nice gunmetal gray right there in the mouthpiece, as well as he's got clear plastic eyes for a light up feature. The instructions didn't tell you what batteries to get, so if you know what batteries to get, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I will get that, and I will show it off on my Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or something like that. So just let me know, comment section below. But it's just a matter of unscrewing that, putting the batteries in. So there is that. Oh, look at that. about a new piece of articulation. We'll get into that later. The only real difference between robot and monkey mode is turning the waist around and moving a panel up. Essentially, it's the same. So I'm not going to go really into the way the rest of him looks. The only thing that's different noticeably is his ab section right here, which is painted silver, and this area right here, which looks great. I love the way that this chest area homages the Matrix of Leadership. It's even got a little clear blue plastic, excuse me, right here in that. Looks really good. And some nice red paint for the thigh area, which you didn't see in Gorilla mode. But there he is. Nothing really vastly different, I should say. There's little things here and there, but nothing really big. Let's go over articulation. The head is on a swivel. It can do a full 360 this way. It can look up about that much, look down about that much. And here's the new piece of articulation I found. A little bit of tilt in the neck there, which is really cool. Shoulders, again, 360 nice ratchet. Arms can go out that far, again, on that ratchet. The swivel has moved up to here, so there's a swivel up here, as well as a nice 90-degree bend at the elbow right there. Moving on to the waist, he has waist rotation, do a full 360 and a bit of an ab crunch. Well, that's not really a bit, it's a nice size of it, but there's a giant gap right here, which is kind of an eyesore. But if you're throwing him like this, you're not going to see it all that much. But this is my one grief right here, is this giant gap here, and the fact it's only one ab crunch. This is just a nitpick of my own. It would have been nice if it had multiple ratchets right in there so I can get different degrees of bend to do different poses, but that's just my personal opinion. So there's that. Thighs, again, soft ratchet forward, very far, back, very far, tight ratchet outwards, very good. A bit of a thigh swivel right here, and I love the fact that this backpack nicely compresses, and it's not too kibbly. Moving right along. So it's kind of a weird thing with this one. Here's the knee bend. This is supposed to be the knee right here. On this side, this is how it's supposed to be. On this side, this part moves. So it's confusing to me. I believe this is supposed to be the knee bend, not this. Then again, I could be wrong. Maybe it's just a matter of this screw is too tight or this one's too loose. Or vice versa. I don't know. It doesn't bother me either way because I think it looks fine in either direction. I mean, it's all personal preference, I guess, at that point. Whew. Okay, moving on. Feet can go down that far, can go up that far. There's a bit of toe bend there, as well as a little bit of a ankle rocker right there. So that is that for articulation. Moving right along, here's the faceplate that you can put on him. I don't like it, but I'll show it off for you people. Just slide the mouth guard off. Of course, it's not going to do it for me now because there we go. Just slide it off. This is a bit of a pain. This is a bit of pain. This is not going to work out quite as well as I hoped because it's on camera and nothing ever good happens on camera. Oh, there we go. There you go. So there's the mouth guard on there if you want it. It's just plain white plastic. Nothing really exciting. I'm not a fan of it. Maybe if it was silver, it would have been a little different. It's just white plastic though. It's really, I don't know. It just, makes it look blank. There's no real definition in it. There is some bends in it, but it's not a lot to write home about. I mean, so let me just take this off. Let me just take this off. There we go. Put the old face back on. Put the old face back on. Put the old, hang on. All right, it's a lot easier to do off camera than it is on camera. So there he is. Let's go over the accessories for robot mode. He does have these shoulder cannons right here. Again, not Beast Wars, T-Beast. Two completely different things. Not an organic monkey. My real issues with the cannons, it's just the lack of character in them. They're just white plastic with a little bit of red paint and some molded detail. If you want, you can store them in the backpack in robot mode. I'm just showing them off for the sake of the video. So there's that. I would have liked maybe a little bit more paint or some kind of something to make them, because they're kind of short and stumpy. So, and as well, there's no real stopping point for the slider here that they're supposed to be on. It's kind of loose and a bit of an annoying, in my opinion. My problems, not yours. My personal nitpick. Your mileage may vary. So let's move on to the big old sword here. Let me just grab it really quickly. Here it is. And swords have a peg right here, and there's a hole in the hand. Just slide it in, close the fingers around, and that's a tight grip. If the peg wasn't a tight fit, those fingers are going to make it a dead solid connection, because that is not going anywhere. That's a dead solid connection. So let's just take that out, because then we get to show this and how this works. So you take the blade off the handle right here like this, and it's just, you know, slides in, and it's supposed to be in a certain way. It's a certain shape, so it just slides right in like that. I'll take this one off to show you what whoop, very simple, very easy. It's still a very tight fit in both of them, so you don't have to worry about them sliding out. Whoop, like that. And then it pegs into the hand like so. Like so. Come on. Get in there. There we go. All right. And now he is holding a double-bladed staff, which I think looks awesome. I think that looks really cool. I really dig that. I really like it. If you want, you can turn the handle upside down. You can double wield it like this. So I think that's cool. Let's get that off. Yeah. So there is that for accessories. Let's go into a comparison here, and let's just show them off with MP10. And yes, he is MP scaled. He is maybe a hair shorter than MP10, but not by much. So there is that for comparison. That's all I got for comparisons. It's just MP10. Like I said earlier, I don't have Beast Wars. I don't have Masterpiece, so that's all you're going to get. So let's get into some final thoughts, and I'll make them really quick. First off the bat with final thoughts, let's go over the weapon. This weapon is gorgeous, but that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about this peg here. This is a better connection than this tab on these, and what we're getting now. The tabs and the Masterpiece connections and all that, with the tab coming out the slot in the hand. I think the peg is a better fit than the tab. So I think they should move away from this and start using this. Even if it didn't have tight fingers, this is a better connection. This is a lot easier to fix if it wasn't, say it was too tight. It's a lot easier to sand a little bit than to take a pair of nail clippers and cut that off. Because you cut off too much, you're done. This a lot easier to do, to manage, in my opinion. Like I said, I wish this faceplate would have been silver instead of white. That's just personal opinion. I can look past the QC issues in this and say this figure is awesome and amazing. I saw the pictures of this guy, Gorilla, through the TV. I just Googled, Transformers T-Beast. Saw this one. Well, I shouldn't say that. I saw the picture Generation Toy put out of him and went, okay, this doesn't look like Optimus Primal. What is this? Talked to some friends on Facebook. They went, oh, it's based off of this. Google Transformers T-Beast, and I saw Optimus Prime. I saw Sideswipe, Soundwave, Wheeljack. The list goes on and on of all of these figures that I hope Generation Toy is going to do. We have Gorilla right here. They're doing a Sideswipe next. And again, when I saw Sideswipe, I'm like, oh my God, Generation Toy is doing Predaking. And I'm like, no, that doesn't, the robot mode doesn't look like, Predaking, like Predacon. Who is that? I'm like, but that looks like Sideswipe. So then I went further investigation. That's where this whole thing stems from. So I'm in on this line. I think he's great. He's worth every penny. QC issues aside, they're fixable. The knees right here are fixable. You can keep these in the back in robot mode if you don't like them, which I don't like. So I can deal with that. If I want to add paint, I can add paint. If not, it's manageable. The nitpicks that I have. Although the app crunch thing, that's not fixable. I just hope they hear this and think of that the next time they put out a figure. So that's my opinion. What is your opinion? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Hit that thumbs up button. Share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Hit me up on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. All that information will be in the description down below. This is S.L.B. and this has been my review of Generation Toy GT-01 Gorilla. And this is S.L.B. saying, my childhood hates me. #AskVents.